Good morning, everybody. And it's wild again and wet in West Cork, but we're still smiling. I just want to give, before we go on and talk about wiring and plumbing and plastering and plasterboarding and all the other bits and pieces that we're doing at the moment, I just want to give a very big thank you to absolutely everybody who has supported us through comments, Patreon, Ko-fi, super thanks, everything. It's just been rather overwhelming, actually, that we've had so much interest in the channel over the last couple of weeks. I just want to thank everybody, particularly as well the new people who just joined us maybe over the last video of the catch-up of what we've done over the year. It's great, and if you want to see anything else or a little bit more detail on that year, you can go back and see the videos that actually explain separate processes of what's brought us to where we are now. Just a quick thing to say to the patrons, and there will be something arriving in the post to you guys, so if anybody else would like to join Patreon to get a surprise in the post, give us a shout. We'll keep that going for another couple of weeks. We're here now, and we're coming back to the wiring and the plumbing and the venting. Rob wasn't feeling too well with his tooth, but he's back in action today like you wouldn't believe. Up ladders, putting in copper pipes. He's laughing at me now at the moment from behind the camera. I'll just show you where we are and what we've been doing. Yesterday we had no insulation in, we had no vapor barrier up. That's all up now. We've just finished the venting here. That's all hooked up to the pump. Is it the pump or the fan? The fan. The fan, which is sort of here. Just linked just where you can see here, no? No, sorry, up here. Yeah, up here. The fan is here. No, sorry, you can't see it because it's under the insulation. Sorry, you can't see it. I don't know why I'm trying to show you a fan you can't see, because I'm after insulating over it for fear that it might be a little bit noisy. So that's vented out just to the left hand side of the window here. Today now we're trying to get the copper pipes up. There's two up here already. They will hook up our second-hand solar tubes, which we're going to put outside. We'll show you that, and that will bring hot water.
We haven't shown that yet.
No, we haven't showed the solar thermal tubes. What is it, solar thermal? Solar tubes. We're going to hook those up outside.
I haven't spoken much because after I was on antibiotics and had my throat pulled, shot down my immune system.
Throat pulled? Tooth pulled.
I'm on a lot of drugs. Pulled my tooth, and yeah, I've got a really nasty cold and sore throat, so I'm giving my voice a rest, and Claire's gonna pick up the slack for me. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Anyway, so we'll keep going with the pipes, and we'll just show you maybe if it's not so rainy later. Let's see how it is now. Horrendous. We'll take you down and show you the solar tubes that we picked up second-hand from a couple in Clonakilty who did a great job passing those on to us. Going to go at the very front of the house, catch the sun, and then the copper pipes are going to run through to the cylinder, which will be on the other side of this funny window here, and then they're going to run all the way underneath. This will all be covered by plasterboard today. They'll run down here and out of this here, and then they're going to run all the way through this hole towards the window, which will bring them down to the front of the building, and the solar tubes then will sit below the window. That's the plan.
And why aren't you putting the solar tubes on the roof, Claire?
Why aren't we putting the solar tubes on the roof, Rob? They're a bit heavy. We were worried about getting them up.
They're old and they're second hand, so we are a little bit concerned about the maintenance of them. Not sure how well they're going to work, not sure we have to add, not sure we have to change them. And we didn't really want to be doing that up and down on top of the roof. Don't want to be drilling any holes, like maybe they won't work. Maybe we'll put them somewhere else in the field. So we're just going to place them in front of the house for the time being. It was cheap. It was 200 euros. Yeah. A new system is about 3,000-4,000, I think.
Yes, yeah.
So we give it a lash.
And then you can look at us faff about trying to get plasterboard up on this roof. Sound good?
Okay, as I'm sick, Claire's sending me out in the storm up a wet ladder to trim off a little piece of pipe so I can fit my vent on, and then we can call that done, just in case. We have starlings, quite a lot of them, and what's the other thing? Not cuckoos. I think starlings, and they're just looking for a place to nest. So, gotta do that. First off, I need to trim it flush. Secondly, I'll attach it. I'll just let you watch, see how it goes. Hopefully I don't fall, because these are pretty slippy. Okay, seriously slippery ladder. That don't look too bad, and we're going to have the gutter in front of it, so it's going to be a very minimalist approach. Happy enough with that. It's a bit easier than I thought. We've done some pretty sketchy things on this channel. This might be the sketchiest. Yeah. What we have here is a very cheap tester. So for some of these connections, I've just built a plug basically that's going to give it 240 volts. I don't really do this often, but things like this extractor fan. So we have an extractor fan in each bathroom, but I also bought 2 of these extractor fans, which will just provide a very gentle circulation through the house. I'm putting all of the fans through the one duct because in the future I think I might consider VHR, mechanical ventilation heat replacement. But at the moment I just have all of the extractors going into the same duct. You can see the join up there. So what that means is on top of the 3 bathrooms I'm using, we also have the ventilation which goes at the very top of this room and of our bedroom. I expect a lot of heat gain during the winter and a crazy amount of heat in the summer. When it gets hot in the summer, we're gonna figure out our options. We might do a pergola at the front just to stop the summer sun, and this won't affect the winter sun because the winter sun is very low. But as a start and kind of to future-proof, I'm just going through here. Now I have tested this yesterday, so I know my dodgy wiring works. I'm just curious to see whether one of these extractor fans would be enough to pull air through everything or whether we'll need 2. So this is the moment of truth. Alright, I'm going to turn it on. Let's see how loud it is with your insulation. Ready?
Yeah.
You can definitely hear it.
Yeah, because it's so high.
It's pretty quiet though for a whole house ventilation. And is it working? Is it sucking air?
It's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's just like a definite suction there.
Oh, it's almost colder, isn't it?
It's very cold.
How's it cold? Yeah, you can definitely feel it.
It's very cool.
There's no noise though.
No,
Wonder
no.
if GoPro can pick it up. That's pretty cool. So we'll be sat down watching TV. It'll be a bit hot, and Claire will be like, "Turn on the fan there, boy."
It's great, but I put quite a lot of insulation around it. So
You can't hear it at all from in here. We will have a separate insulation, or sorry, extractor above the hood. And that's just for kind of like gases from cooking or smells. This is just to remove hot air. And I don't know if I want to put, that's why I got two. I want another one to push back in cold air. I don't know. We'll see.
You just add to it.
Yeah, well, the proper extractors, they suck out the air and they heat an element on the inside, and then they push in the air, so you actually only need the same ducts. It'll just take out the hot, pump in the cold, and so on. But that's cool. And nothing went on fire. Just don't tell any building controllers about the old dodgy, risky test socket. Zoop. Okay, back to work. All right, let's have a look at this. Oh. Things keep getting stuck on my tooth. Anyway, okay, I was going to show you, I probably still will, how I'm doing these pipes up here, but I wonder if you can hear it. It started raining, it's been a bit windy. Today is Monday, and on Sunday this power line got kind of blown around with storm Kathleen, and it shorted and we lost power. So we've been talking to the ESB, the electricity supply board, almost for about 9 months now, and they want to cut all these trees out the Leylandi. They've just been left run riot all on this cable and all the way down our driveway. But they have to shut off the road down below in order to do it. So it's a big job. And we just got word that they're going to do it on the 24th, which is in a week and a half. So that's going to be pretty cool. So that's really going to open up our view there now. Quite looking forward to that, but quite worried because these Leyland, they actually give us great shelter from the wind. So we'll have to see how it goes. And we see how the trees behind fare, because they really buffet it. So the Leylandia are going to be chopped down, and then we're going to have to see how these trees do. Yeah, could be a big deal, could be a small deal, I don't know. You might have just seen I had to cut out this noggin and put back in a 2x4 to get the pipes up. The pipes come all the way along here. They're going to be stuck in the insulation. So this is our hot, this is our cold, going out to the solar exchange. It's going to come down here, it's going to pop out, and we're going to put the solar heaters directly on the wall outside. So what I have to do now is just make a few connections, and I think I'm actually short. I think I'm short 4 connections, so I'll just show you this one. I don't know if I'll show you the bottom one. And we might take a wander down to the barn, the magic barn, where everything lives, and see if we can't find a few more connections. What a pain in the ass. The world's most awkward location. I just couldn't catch a thread on one of them. I'm not looking forward to doing a water test on these boys, but it's getting a bit dark outside. I'm going to try and do the last 2 that I have, and then we'll see if there's still light. Can we go down to the barn to look for some spares? Catch you in a minute. Oh guys, I took a single photo instead of a video. I'm not sure you can see me. Okay, anyway, what we have here is a big pile of spare copper pipes we ripped out of the house, and I did manage to find 2 90-degree compression joints. And here, if you can see, is the rest of our scrap metal pile. There's a few scrap bathroom bits up there. This is our scrap metal. So Claire only said to me during the week, we got to get the scrap man, get rid of this mess. And I was like, you can't get rid of the mess. She was like, why? I said, you never know when you might find something useful from the bottom of that scrap pile. I'm not about to give up my scrap pile. And when we get inside, you can see the goodies that I got. Come on, Roo. So this is what I found. 190° 3/4 compression. Then a second, these are really old by the way. I need to take the bits off. Cut the pipe with this. I actually recorded a lot of this. I think that's a fantastic tool. It gives a very satisfyingly clean cut. So I'm quite happy with that. I only got that yesterday. Did a great job cutting them, and now I'm just gonna try and get the final 4 pieces on, and then tomorrow morning we shall test for water to see if there are any leaks in my setup. We gotta check that before I put the plasterboard up, and we should be off to the races. Today I'm sporting a light beige tracksuit. I'll try and spook them a little bit. They're well camoed, aren't they?
That was one on the road yesterday when we were going to Bantry. I was sure when I came back he'd be roadkill. Just the sound. I'd say he might fly in a second. He's quite startled. Head is going up and down.
Big rocks now.
He's really coming into view now.
Is he? I still can't see it.
Oh, he's running.
I see him now.
Oh, she's there. Where? With him. In front of him.
She make it to the... Stunning morning at West Cork. Let's get going. Oh, aren't these annoying? No, bueno. Okay. How do we do this? I'm gonna cut this long because I am just not certain of the length. I'm gonna cut it with this now, actually. Right. Hopefully this fits. Oh, like a glove. I was telling you last night, these pipe cutters are amazing. They cut so clean. It's quite therapeutic. It's a wonderful way to cut something if you're that way inclined. Right. Let's mark this out. Look at that. You know what I've seen someone do, I can't remember who, is pinch one end of this, fill the other end with lead, pinch the top, maybe paint it if you want. That's a great fishing perk, so I might try that in the summer. Now. A little bit too tight. I can't. Fits the drill. Okay. Actually, maybe I can do it from the other side. This is why we want the solar here. Sunshine on the wall. Okay, let's see how we're doing. There we go. It's one anyway. Right, we got two. Okay, we're gonna leave them a little bit long until we have our panels outside in position. We'll put them exactly where we want them then. Which one will I do first? These are recycled ones from last night. Let's see if they work. Ah. You know, the older ones are actually easier to go on. I wonder if there's an extra thread on them that just doesn't appear on the newer ones because they're trying to keep down the cost of copper and brass. What tight feckers. Now we have two pipes coming from outside. That's where our solar heater is gonna go. Look at the solar sun we're getting. There's gonna be free water, baby. During COVID, I started taking lots of baths. We were doing a lot of walking. And I started to love my baths. So much so that I had a lifelong dream of getting my hot tub. My wood-fired hot tub. I loved that. And I made sure that Claire told the auctioneer under no circumstances was this house included in the house sale. And what happened, Claire?
It sold our house. They wanted the hot tub, so we couldn't come.
So we're hot tubless. And we're bathless, because for the last year we've only had an electric shower, so this is going to give us a bath. Anyway, there's two feeds. Hot water comes in, cold water goes out. It goes all the way up here to the top, 90 degrees. There's no way we could have bent the pipe, so we had to use 90-degree compressions. These all have to be insulated, but it goes the whole way along our gable. Another couple of 90s. The two 90s go up to there. Runs all along our conduit to here. So until we have hot water, this is a feed from the cold, that's going into my hot water feed. So I'm getting cold out both taps. Now to test this solar heater, I have the hot water feed there from the solar heater, again going into the cold water feed. So we're just going to test to see if we've any leaks. I won't bother connecting everything up just for a little while. We just want to focus on the plasterboard, but we just want to make sure this plumbing is good. Let's go outside.
Set it up.
Can you think of a better place to put our solar panels? It's pretty nice there, although you are wearing a big hoodie and a hat. But man, the sun is really burning it down. Anyway, we managed to connect up this little hose going here, and that's the input. I think it's the same, it won't make a difference. And then this is the output. So when we turn on the water, firstly we want no leaks at all in the house, and secondly we want to see water coming out here, and then we'll close the valve and we'll put it under pressure.
Do you think that this needs a clip?
No, I think it should be okay. But
okay. We probably won't be too much
I don't mind
pressure.
if they both leak here. It's just the inside I don't want them to leak.
So will I turn it on?
I think you should
run around and look.
Water's on very, 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 very gently. We've nothing coming out yet. There is no water. Don't hear water. I wonder if the pipe is clean. More pressure. Put them under pressure. I can hear water moving. Oh, I hear something. Here she comes. Oh yuck, that's pink. What the hell is that? Yep. So now, valve is turned off. Yeah, so the pressure is going up to about 3 bars. I don't mind if it's leaking here. That's fine, as long as it's not leaking inside. Let's have a look. I actually have no leaks here. This is where I see a leak. This is where I expected the leak. I don't have Teflon and I haven't used an insert on these pipes, but that's fine. I didn't want to waste an insert. I'm only really interested in the copper to copper connections. Make sure they're not leaking. Cool. Let's check outside. That looks pretty good.
2 joints here and 2 elbows. 2 elbows and 2 elbows. And no leaks.
Well, there you have it. That's how to pressure test your solar system. Everything is perfect. I'm going to leave these long until we have the system mounted, and then we'll make it better. But this just means now we can put the plasterboard up really without worrying too much about any water coming through. I have one more wire to do inside, then I'm done in the hall. We can get that plasterboarded. Except my tooth is agony. I might go back to the dentist tomorrow, so I'm going to spend the afternoon editing next to the fire. Catch you later. Who's heading up?
I'm sick of looking at you building houses. Why can't we go and play on the beach?
Is that you or the dog talking, Claire? Oh, I love sockets. There's nothing more manly than sticking in a few sockets where the sun don't shine. Look at that. Guiding power to our future, Claire. Look at that, Roo. Power. And I actually forgot to nail it in place. How about those chickens? Let's stick it there. Do you know when we get a house built, Claire, and we ask for stupid sockets in stupid locations, like, I feel the pain of the electrician saying, "Oh, it's probably better not to go there," and you're like, "Shut up, you fool! I'm paying your salary." Hi, Roo. Oh, we need to drill a hole here. Call Wilma Drill. Ghost drill, giving up the ghost. Okay. This is a heavily wired wall. So we're done with this. 2 weeks later on Tooth Watch, and I'd say I'm about 6 out of 10 on the 2-odometer scale. We've been trying for over a week to get the plasterboard up, but every time we're ready, there's something new. But the very last thing was, I think you saw me doing plumbing when we were installing the solar heater, the piping for the solar heater. Then we sealed it all up. And then we realized that we hadn't done a cable for the thermometer for the solar heater. So this is the black wire that we had to attach. But other than that, I feel we're looking very good. Loads of insulation on the pipe. Everything's looking decent. I'm pretty sure we're ready for insulation. Or sorry, we're ready for the plasterboard in this section. And then once this section is done, we can move quite a lot of our kitchen stuff from the kitchen to here. These are, I'm certain now, I've come back to it almost on a daily basis for the last 3 weeks, but I'm pretty certain this is all the wiring for our house. I'm just going to leave this exposed for the electrician. I'm fairly certain that's everything. We'll see. Let's get plastered. Okay, how do we do this? Okay, my fantastic YouTube friends, I bought drywall standard from DeWalt, whatever that is. About 20 of them. Look. Come on, the plasterboard. However, they're too small. Doesn't fit in my little router. Did I get the wrong thing? YouTube, tell me below, did I get the wrong thing? Or do I need an adapter for this? Help me, YouTube friend. You're my only hope. Well, it's all well and good to assemble the hoist in the bedroom, but if you can't get it out, what's the point?
You okay?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out how I move this.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah, sure, we don't need this scaffolding, do we?
I don't know.
Push that into here.
It all wants to fall. It's almost like the people who made this knew it was used
What?
in small places, and they designed it so it can be moved. Very smart. Oh fuck. Can we move our GoPro friends? YouTube friends? How freaking heavy is this?
Is it very heavy? I suppose it has to be. The plasterboard is bloody heavy.
Right. Why not? Claire, we need the insulation. Will you put up a little bit? Not sure how high it'll go up. Let's give it a lash. Watch out, Root! Wow. How we're meant to. This is stressful. Again. Why is building a house so stressful? Okay. It wants to come back. Let's get you up now. So, bro, let's get this done before it falls apart. There you go, guys. This is making its money today. Oh, shit. I forgot that again. I keep forgetting. Damn it. I feel like we'll get there in the end. We'll get there, we'll get there. Steady on, steady on.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, look at this! Now, what do I do?
So happy we got this on camera. Ow. I don't want to go through a wire or a water pipe.
There's no way you're going to do that.
Someone did say to us to stagger them, Claire, you know, so we might stagger them here. So we'll start the second row back there, So we'll get a little L shape. It'll come to about this.
Okay.
But all of that stuff. Maybe, do you know what I did last time was I just got one of these and cut it in half. Just measure, it's probably around the same. Because it might go in very far. Just push it in next to the wall. Okay. So let's have a look here how it sits. So there's a bit of a gap.
53.
Can you swap sides with me? Come to the back. I have this here now. Stand at the back of the ladder. I just need you to hold the end. Till it hits the rafter and the wall. Okay, yeah. Hold that up. Hold on. Is there something else, Claire, that has to come down here? I just feel I had additional wires.
You
Claire.
had a black one, but that's going through, isn't it?
Sorry now, Claire. I can't see them, but like.
What one, sorry?
I had. This is only the switch. I still need the power. So drop it down a little bit.
Drop it down.
Can you just support it here? Because I just want my side to come down. Do you know what I mean? I need this to come down, so I'm gonna have to undo the screws. Come on. Alright, push it straight up. Just let go a sec. Well guys, there's a bit of plasterboard up and this killed us. This, you saw me doing it. I barely got it up, but I got it up. It wasn't too bad. I pulled this through, but clearly I put the hole in the wrong spot because when I tried to put the wire or pull the wire through here, it was an absolute disaster. Well, first of all, I forgot about it, so I put the plasterboard up without the pulling the wires through. And then my trusty hoist, I don't know if you saw it, this is quite high. This is almost 3 meters high. And when the hoist went up this 3 meters, it was fine. But when I tried to put something on at an angle, the hoist started to bend backwards, plasterboard started to slip. It was some tense moments. There were a few expletives from Claire, which of course I won't include. Good YouTube channel like us. So what we got to do next episode is to put I was going to cut this on the joist and then put something to fit, but actually I think I'm just going to put a bit of OSB behind it and a small strip of plasterboard in between. We had a comment off some peeps on YouTube to stagger the plasterboard, so we're going to do that. We're going to start the next plasterboard from here, so it's going to be slightly staggered. And of course, this ain't square. I'll give you a good, better picture from the side. Nothing in this house is square. Nothing is square. So if you look up there at that plasterboard, it comes straight down the corridor and then it starts to curl in here. So all of these cuts are gonna have to be done by hand. But it's moving along. Happy enough with that. I think myself and Claire will work on this together. I'm going to do some editing now. I think Claire is going to continue the power cable down here. We need 2 power cables to go through the rafters here. We need 1 power cable to go to the rafter there and across the windows. And then I think we're ready to vapor barrier and insulate in here. There is also just 1 or 2 small pieces of plasterboard to be done here. And a little hole up here. I'm just waiting. I'll do them with the offcuts. I'm not in any mad rush. I just want to get the big bits up. And yeah, she's looking good. Anything to add, Claire?
No, I think we're good. It's rough going, but maybe we haven't found our system yet. And we've only really just started on using the big boards now. I suppose we were pretty confined to small areas. But I'll be happy to get into the kitchen.